Now, the air smells clean until you realize you've been breathing the same toxin as everyone else. The same sickness, the same lie. And you don't even feel it until it's too late. St. Andrew's Cathedral, Denver, Colorado. Sunday morning, 10:47 a.m., the sanctuary is filled with the sound of hymns. But something else moves through the air. Invisible, weightless. An airborne spore, maybe? It slips past your defenses, right into your bloodstream, and right into your mind. But first, let me show you what the end of this looks like.
How did you let it get so bad? How did you let it fall apart?
My whole life.
Yeah. Why couldn't you keep it in your pants and keep it in control?
Byron Pitts, co-anchor of ABC's Nightline, leans forward, his voice cutting like a blade.
It's not like I was out, looking to have sex or looking to commit adultery.
Carl Lentz, former disgraced pastor of Hillsong Church. Byron hits hard and aims to kill. Perhaps because he doesn't understand, or perhaps because he himself, as a former congregant of Hillsong Church, feels betrayed. Either way, the world watches. From living rooms across the globe, viewers hold their breath, recognizing something in Carl that feels uncomfortably familiar. And yet, with stones in hand, they're ready to judge a fault that they themselves There's something drifting in the air, invisible, weightless, woven into the breath of every single man. It starts with a whisper of confidence, a truth twisted at the edges. Back to that Sunday morning. Reverend James Mitchell stands at the pulpit. His voice is warm and reassuring.
God desires your joy.
True.
God wants you to be happy.
Debatable.
And so, whatever brings you happiness cannot be wrong.
A lie. In the fourth pew, in the back, Rebecca Chen shifts uncomfortably. She's been a federal judge for 20 years. She knows corruption when she sees it. But these words, they feel different, holy, safe. She doesn't know it yet, but she's already infected. The courthouse. 3 months later, Rebecca stares at the case file. United States versus Harrison. Embezzlement. $2.3 million. His lawyer slides a business card across her desk after hours. On the back, it says, Judge Chen, my client's foundation could use someone of your integrity. A board position, $50,000 annually.
God wants you to be happy.
Right.
God desires your joy.
She pockets the card. Harrison walks free the next morning. While signing the dismissal, though, her pen felt heavier, as if her hand knew what her mind wouldn't admit. Simply that the spores settled in her lungs, her bloodstream, and in her judgment. Rebecca's law clerk, somewhat of an assistant, David, he watches from the gallery. Student loans, medical bills. If a federal judge can, well, why can't he? 2 weeks later, leaked documents, $20,000. The leaked information funds a merger. The profits bribe a councilman. Protected wetlands get rezoned. But it all started with a sermon about moral flexibility, about joy. For just 1 second, in her chambers, Rebecca sees it clearly. The chain of compromises, the slow surrender. Her phone buzzes. Pastor Mitchell's text message about this week's sermon, Live Your Best Life. She could stop. She could confess. She could write him back. She can open up. Instead, she deletes the text and schedules another meeting with Harrison's lawyer. The moment passes. The infection deepens. Today is the day. Today, Pastor Mitchell announces his retirement.
30 years of faithful service.
The congregation applauds. He doesn't mention the FBI investigation, the missing building fund money, the pattern of compromised officials who all attended his sermons. In the fourth pew, Rebecca claps. Her consulting fees secure, her reputation intact. She will sentence 2 more corrupt officials this week. She will accept another consulting fee tomorrow. The irony doesn't register anymore. It's now a constant hum in the background of society. Everyone lies. Everyone steals. Everyone sins. And then sadly, everyone dances. The spores have won. There's no resistance. Corruption is not an infection, it's the air itself. To live is to breathe it in. And yet, a few still believe their lungs to be healthy, their minds to be pure, and their conscience to be clean. And those are the ones casting stones, grandstanding, accusing, and asking hard questions.
That power and money and prestige don't change who you are, it reveals who you are. Do you want to change?
Here's what the camera doesn't see. Byron's own story. The expense reports, the sources that he's paid for information, the stories he's buried for access. Or is he clean? That's the point, isn't it? We don't know anything other than the fact that we are all breathing the same air. Some of us are just better at holding our breath. And outside, the city hums, indifferent. Children at play in parks built on toxic, rezoned wetlands. Judges who've forgotten justice and pastors who've forgotten God. And in the air, new spores drift in the wind, seeking fresh lungs like yours, clean minds like mine, and uncorrupted souls. Thus the plague spreads, one Sunday at a time. Know that I'm a menace, catch you lacking with your hands on.